Dr. Reddy, a sleep specialist from Cone Health, is here with us today. We're talking about daylight saving time. It is this weekend coming up. All right, if someone has trouble falling asleep, daylight saving time or not, what should they be doing or not doing?
Well, the key is to listen to your body and get into bed when you start feeling drowsy. You want to associate your bed with sleep and keep a regular sleep schedule on most days. The goal is to fall asleep within 20 minutes. Try to avoid watching the clock and using electronics in bed. If you find yourself wide awake after a while, get out of bed and do the relaxing activity like we discussed earlier. And then just the act of getting out of bed helps to break the association between insomnia and your bed.
Yeah, because you just sit there and you stew about it. All right, let's talk about sleep meds and sleep aids. What should we be aware of when we're considering some kind of sleep aid?
Great question. Most sleep medications can be highly addictive and typically mask the underlying cause of insomnia, whether it's due to mood disorder like anxiety, depression, PTSD, and possibly sleep apnea. There is some utility in using sleep medication short term as an adjunct to cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia or for someone who may be struggling with CPAP therapy for sleep apnea. Lots of people use sleep medication and are unaware of the long-term consequences, which can include memory loss and dementia down the road. But this is something that I like to educate my patients about.
All right, a lot of people don't think that melatonin is like a medicine. They see it as something that's natural. Is it okay for people to use melatonin?
So melatonin is actually a hormone that our brain produces in response to darkness. It helps with the timing of your circadian rhythm, which is your 24-hour sleep clock. And being exposed to light at night can block your melatonin production. Melatonin supplements may help with certain conditions like jet lag, delayed sleep phase disorder, some sleep disorders in children, and REM sleep behavior disorder.
Okay, so melatonin, you can give that to a kid.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about this. A lot of parents, you heard this back in the day, used to give Benadryl to their babies to get them to sleep. What about that?
So Benadryl is not considered a safe sleep aid for children under age 12. That age limit is in place due to safety concerns. No matter how old your child is, you should always contact your provider for guidance on whether it's safe for your child to use Benadryl for sleep. Interestingly, children are more likely to have the opposite effect when taking Benadryl for sleep. This means Benadryl may not relax them. Instead, it can stimulate them. This can cause them to feel more alert, nervous, or agitated, all of which can lead to trouble sleeping as well.
Yeah, all of which the parent does not want in the end. Okay. Let's talk about people who work night shifts or have irregular schedules. And so what are the recommendations that you might have to help maintain a consistent sleep schedule for them when they're working odd hours?
So, the main forms of treatment for shift workers include um, changes to your work routine and schedule if possible. I always advise people if there's a way to work day shift, that's the best. It's hard on our body. We're not nocturnal creatures. Changes to your sleep routine at home, like having your spouse help you pick up the children, so you don't have to set your alarm, and you're only sleeping 4 hours a night. I see that, excuse me, a day. I see that quite often. Bright light therapy is something that can be used for shift workers, and that means exposing yourself to bright light upon awakening. Melatonin can also be used for shift work, and that can be taken 1 to 2 hours prior to bedtime after they've reached home. And if all else fails, sleep medications can be used to help fall asleep on an as needed basis.
Okay, we've got a little bit over a minute. At what point should someone consider seeing a sleep specialist or having a sleep study?
Well, if the sleep disruption is affecting your quality of life, you're too sleepy during the day, having trouble concentrating at school or work, having mood issues, I would definitely recommend getting a sleep consultation to find out if you're a candidate for a sleep study.
Okay, and that is something that you start with your primary doctor and go from there?
You could either ask your primary care doctor for referral, or you can contact your local sleep clinic and schedule an appointment.
All right, so your last piece of advice you want us to remember about getting a good night's rest.
Tanya, my key to a good night's sleep is to maintain a healthy and consistent bedtime routine. Sleep is vital to our health. I want to reiterate the importance of prioritizing and protecting your sleep to make sure you're getting your 7 to 8 hours per night.
7 to 8 hours. That is the goal, friends. All right, let's try and do that. Thank you so much, Dr. Reddy. We appreciate that. If you missed any of this, this is going to be in the To Your Wellbeing section of our website.